One of my favorite ways to chase panfish, especially when I need to cover water and find fish fast, is, for lack of a better description, jig trolling. Here, I'll use my bow mount Altera to quietly maneuver my boat through potentially fishy areas, pulling a light jig tipped with a compact soft plastic behind me. There are three main components to this approach. First, of course, is mega side imaging to help me locate structure and fish. Next is my Altera's iPilot link system that extends fingertip boat control to the fish finder. Finally, of course, I need the correct rod, line, and lure to seal the deal. Let's see how this approach works for early season panfish. Let's start with a little bit of context. It's the early part of the season here, and water temperatures are just starting to get close to 60 degrees. Panfish, like the crappies I'm chasing today, are definitely in a pre-spawn pattern. These are fish that haven't gone to the shorelines yet. Rather, they're lingering in loose packs in offshore cover. Now, in a lot of lakes, that offshore cover will be weeds. But on this particular lake, which is really stained and turbid, there isn't a lot of deep weed growth. And as a result, those fish are lingering in offshore wood and stumps. I'll start by using mega side imaging to locate clusters of stumps, which will be more likely to concentrate larger numbers of fish than individual stumps. Every time I see a group of stumps, they'll get a waypoint. After a little while, my Solix chart view will have a smattering of waypoints, each representing a group of stumps. Now I'll turn my attention to my Altera, which I'll use to pull me over and adjacent to these waypoints. Now you can certainly do this from the bow, but I tend to do so from the console position instead, so I can monitor all the sonar views on my Solix while controlling the motor using iPilot Link's virtual remote. The virtual remote gives me fingertip control over all of my Altera's functions. You can decide if you want to manually control your course and speed, or you can leverage iPilot Link's autopilot and cruise control features to simplify your life. Now, the key boat speed for panfish jig trolling is often right around 0.7 miles per hour. Now, I know from experience that that speed gets my baits down around 4 feet, which keeps me above the stumps, but not going so fast that my baits get ignored in this cool water. My favorite all-around panfish rod, which works great for jig trolling, is this 7-foot, light power, extra fast action St. Croix Panfish Series rod. I pair this rod with a 1000 series reel and spool up with 20-pound test Seagar Smackdown braided line in stealth gray. In this stained water, I simply tie the Smackdown directly to the jig. But when I chase panfish in clear water, I'll separate the two with a short leader of Seagar Invisex fluorocarbon. With the boat moving among your waypoint targets, make a long cast behind the boat. Tighten up the line and get moving. Be sure to vary the action that you impart to the bait. Some days the fish prefer the bait to be just swimming along nice and steady. On other days, they'll go crazy for a bait that is hopping and popping. Be sure to experiment and enjoy. Jig trolling is a simple, productive, and ultra-fun way to target panfish throughout the season. Be sure to give these tips a try on your next panfish trip. I'm Jason Helfand, and I'll see you on the water.